The best 3 questions today will actually get a Krispy Kreme. So ask wisely.
Coach, how do you come to practice looking so good every day?
You know, it's just it just comes natural. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's at BYU. Maybe there's extra blessings somehow.
Can I have one?
That's a good question. That is a good question. In fact, I'll give you your pick, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
there you go. That was, See how easy it is, everybody? Very studious today. Don't you think?
Yes.
Are those prescription or
They
are
are.
Ziggy where there's no glass?
I'm trying to get adjusted to them, yeah.
You look older. Also. So fun.
Andrew Mickelson. Is he
Andrew
still part of the
Mickelson.
mix? Haven't
He
seen
is
him in a
hurt
while.
back.
Hurt back.
Mhm.
Okay.
Same issue as Corey Edwards then?
Don't know.
Will you talk about how your team's coming along here as fall camp's starting to near closer? I look at that screen, 10 days it looks like.
10 days. I think that qualifies for Krispy Kreme.
Mark, comment.
There you go. Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome. Next. No. Well, we have a good team. I like where we are, and odds and ends to trim up. PAT field goal work today in terms of substitutions and some timing and pressure. So it's becoming more specific and situational now. I like where we are, and looking forward to. We'll have one more scrimmage tomorrow morning for younger players that are working their way to get on the travel team to possibly establish some depth or special teams role, and then we'll move on to UConn.
Does Bronson's knowledge of the defense at the edge ease the transition to linebacker, and how good is it to see him out there taking reps finally?
Yeah, it will ease it. It's not the same as having played that spot, and so he's had two live practices to this point. I would have preferred to have him had much more. His experience last year will help him, but he'll need the rest of the time to get ready for the opener.
How close are you to coming out with a depth chart, or at least solidifying the
Probably
team?
by this weekend. I would say Friday-ish. So Brett Pine visited with me yesterday about that, and so I think we could be very accurate probably by Friday.
Is Brett Pine the best SID in the land?
He thinks so. I mean, so I'll just go with that. That's not going to get you a Krispy Kreme. I like this new incentive strategy. Yeah.
As far as depth chart,
By the way, if you ask a bad question, then I take it back. So if you've eaten yours yet, it's good.
have you guys settled on a safety rotation opposite Bills? Or?
Not yet. Dallin Levitt and Kai Nakua right now, both will play. Who will start, how much they'll play, and in what situation, still determining that.
And
What
Mike
about-
linebacker?
Still determining that as well.
Who are the guys on top of
Zach Stout, Harvey Longy, those two to start with. Ai Ho-Chin is in the mix as well. So we're deep there, still working on a starter.
Can Tuni Kanuch go from missing, say, 2 weeks to putting himself with the ones legitimately by opening day?
He would be similar to Bronson, I would say, in terms of if he's healthy and if he could practice every day from yesterday, which is when he started, until UConn, that's possible.
Would you put Manoa Pakula in that mix too?
I would, and Manoa can play both spots, and so I should have actually included him in that mix, so he could play either or.
Have you rested on the kicker yet?
Right now, I think it's 2 percentage points with Bateman ahead of Moose, so we'll keep that going right up to the last second.
Samson?
What did I say?
Bateman.
Yeah, I haven't met Sampson.
Don't know who that is.
Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trevor's.
Trevor Bateman.
Yeah.
back
Would
in
you
the
go?
day.
I thought you would have known that. Trevor.
Well, I did know it.
Yeah.
I knew that you were
Just
wrong
took
when
you
said
kind of a
Bateman.
long time.
Would you go with 2 kickers, one for length and one for close situations?
Kickoff possibly. PAT field goal. There's not enough difference to determine that. Mickelson is actually our best kickoff guy.
Upon viewing the film from the scrimmage Friday night, anything stand out or that you may have missed when talking
Just
about it?
really just the discipline and the consistency or lack thereof offensively. So, man, I see all kinds of potential. But really the focus there is playing penalty-free and more consistency. That's going to determine more points.
Do you know who your punt returner is? and
Not
kick
yet.
returner?
Punt returner probably between Jordan Leslie and Keanu Nelson if I were to choose today.
Football's a physical game, but Christian Stewart was talking about the impact of having a mental strength coach. What is that doing for the team? What are you seeing there?
I met Craig Manning when I was kind of considering dealing with the unique pressures of BYU, and so he's been a friend for a long time. Went off in the corporate world as BYU kind of when he got done coaching, and he went off in the corporate world to explore other options. I think BYU then realized, man, it'd be good to have him back, and so our team has really benefited, and he's embedded completely in our program. Will travel with us, and it's been really fun.
2 days done for you?
Yeah, yesterday was the last 2-a-day. Today was actually the official end of camp. Tomorrow, well, I guess tomorrow's scrimmage would be the end of camp, and then UConn from there on.
So with camp wrapping, if you had to compare the protocol this year to previous, how would you gauge it in terms of effectiveness?
Man, I've liked it. We're healthier, we're deeper, and we've had more volume in terms of team reps. So when you put all that combination together, I think that's been really good.
How have you guys dealt with pace? You talk about executing, and have you guys executed at that higher pace?
Yeah, we have. I still think the efficiency and the production within each play could be higher. And so again, what's happening now is we're getting flashes of that in terms of yards per play and points, but the consistency is still something that has to catch up at a level I'd like to feel more comfortable with than we are now. That's what showed from the scrimmage.
Is that just reps, do you think?
Not necessarily reps. One of the good things about when we scrimmage in the evening was having to manage the day, like much of the time when we're going on the road and you have to sit around all day. And so I think anxiety built up a little bit, energy built up, enthusiasm built up a little bit, and so I think that contributed to some extent, so it was good to do that.
Just want to follow up on the mental strength stuff. Is there units particularly that you see a big difference with? Or?
It's been more individuals to this point. Craig met with positions all through the summer at the players' requests, and then right now it's individuals that seek him out that want extra. I give time in the team meetings to him, but if you were to say what position is the most visible, man, I'd love him to be with our quarterbacks. There's nothing formal arranged there, but man, BYU's quarterback is a really unique position, so I think they could benefit a lot from it.
Physicality, you can measure some of that. Is there any way to measure improvement in this arena?
Certainly. It actually shows up in, well, there's some really clear statistics, and body language has a lot to do with it. And so not so much, well, in what we do, 7% is only determined by words. Body language is actually 55%. So maybe just as you watch me walk down the hall, you could write your stories, and then I wouldn't have to do this part. Tone, by the way, is 38%.
We're going to have him teach us how to read it better then. So, yeah,
I vote for that. In fact, could you all go to a seminar, and then I'll just walk down and walk back, and then you could go write your stories. Yeah.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned that you're healthier in this fall camp.
Yeah, I feel good.
You as
Oh,
a
you mean
team,
the team.
the Royal you.
Yeah.
Is there something that you've done to stay healthier, or is it just luck?
No, we've altered our practice structure, and I'm not comfortable sharing that. We've made some really cool changes, so I think they've been good.
Even
What is
after all the
Christian?
ice, you feel good.
I feel great. I was rejuvenated. I'm stronger than ever.
What is Christian Stewart bringing to your football team right now?
Backup quarterback, which that was one of the biggest questions coming in, and I think he's answered that in fall camp. I'm really comfortable with where he is.
You would feel comfortable if he had to be the guy today. You'd feel
I
good
would.
about that.
Yeah, I like him a lot, and knowing how much Taysom likes to run it and not slide and try to run guys over and all that, which we're still working on. Yeah, there's a chance Christian will have to be called on, which I feel good about him.
Knowing how frequently he ran last year, as many plays as he run, was him playing 13 games every snap a minor miracle last year? Taysom.
Minor miracle. Yeah, I think minor miracle is. What's smaller than minor?
Infinitesimal? No.
Minuscule miracle.
No.
Miracle's
Kinda-
too
that
strong.
kind of
No.
just degenerates.
So you can just write
Yeah.
however you'd like to about that one.
He was durable.
He was durable. That's a much better way to put it.
Is Corona still leading the competition?
He is. Coroma, if we went today, would start at center.
Who'd start at defensive line if you went today?
Let's see. With Travis Tuiloma, Graham Rowley, and Remington Peck. Logan Teale, really close. He's had a fantastic camp. Tanner Baldry, really close. Marcus Johnson. We have probably up to 7. There's 9 that could play, but up to 7 I feel very good about.
How about cornerback? Same question.
Man, if we went today, maybe Jordan Prater, and either Trent, Michael. It's still kind of open there, and so tomorrow will have something to do with that. So, yeah.
How's
You say Michael,
Fusi
you mean
dealing
Davis
with?
or Shelton?
Davis.
Yeah.
How's Fusi dealing with this battle? Because that's a guy that was one of your guys last year.
He's battling hard, and he's actually battling to be a center and a guard. So yeah,
Do you think Rob's going to be a safety for you?
I think so. I think Rob is our best defensive back currently, and so the corner battle will have something to do with where he fits, and a safety battle will have something to do with he fits. So, man, if there's quite a few options still in the secondary and how that might work.
And as you've gone through camp with those battles, do you feel like they've been productive? Do you
Yeah.
feel like they've been positive?
Competition has driven the pace of and production of our team. So that's probably the number one takeaway from our fall camp this year is the effect of competition. And there really hasn't been a place where we haven't had it, which has really increased the production of every spot. So I've got one left.
This won't be it.
No.
Could Caroma be the story of camp
He
in
could
terms
be.
of the kid that came in?
He could be. Yeah.
What has to happen at the end of November for you to say this was a successful season in terms of wins?
That's hard to say. For this particular team, I think I'll just default to what I always think. As the coach at BYU, expectations are top 25. To do that, you usually have to win double digits. That's just a yearly thing, and so I would say that.